Hi, this is Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and yes, we're continuing to do the daily draws for December, and I've got some different decks to use. The tarot deck is my newly acquired Shadowscapes tarot, which I've just received, and I've chosen this deck because in the past I've looked at it and thought it's a little bit busy, a little bit perhaps too whimsical, etc. It's a very feminine deck, nothing wrong with that. But I've looked at it when I was looking for a new deck to for this month. I came across this again, and the images really began to connect with me. And I thought, well, it's the that we're coming up to Christmas, up to Yule, coming up to it's that time of year when you're looking at a more magical sense of things, and these have got a very fantastical, magical, kind of feel to them that fits with this time of year. So that's the tarot, which we'll draw a card from shortly. And I've gone back to I've not done it in these video draws, but earlier in the year I did use my Enchanted Map Oracle, which I feel has a similar kind of feel to it. So, and I love this oracle. So, but I've yet to use it in these daily draw videos. I just used it in my private draws, and in that sense. But I thought I would bring that back for this month. So, yes, so we will finish this year off by doing another month of daily draws, and then we'll have to look at what different things may happen in the new year. But anyway, so I've given these a good shuffle previously, but obviously because they hadn't been used before, so they were all sort of in their order, and I'm just giving them a last minute shuffle, and then we will pick a card and we will see what reading we get today. So, and they shuffle beautifully, by the way, these. Okay, so let's get the first draw using the Shadowscapes. And yes, they are very busy, and I know from familiarity looking through the images, I know this is the Seven of Cups, and how many times over the past few weeks have we had the Seven of Cups in whatever deck we've been using, whether it's been the Deviant Moon deck, whether it's been the Legacy of the Divine Tarot, and now the Shadowscapes, and the first card of the month is this Seven of Cups. So he's here. She's with a companion. He's reading something, and there's these cups here, but she's reaching out for, looking up to into the clouds, almost like a floating sort of island in the sky, castle. I think there's a castle there. Yeah, sort of like a place. She's reaching out for something beyond her reach, that she's looking upwards into the clouds. And I think in this essence, it's that meaning of where's our focus, or have we got our head in the clouds, dreaming, and or are we looking at the task at hand that's before us, or are we just, do we need to perhaps refocus? Maybe we've got so many things before us to choose to do or to follow, and we sort of always want, maybe we'd rather dream of something different. There's nothing wrong with having dreams and aspirations, but we also have to live in the reality, and we can have that imagining what we would like, but we then have to focus into bringing that connection into the real world. But she's there, she's reaching up. There is a companion book to this, and I'll read, because it's a new deck and I've got to get familiar with it. But that's the immediate reading I get from this. So I'll have a look what it says in the companion book for the Seven of Cups. So we've got to get the Suit of Cups. Here we go. So, her head is lost in the clouds. She has stars in her eyes, and her mental focus is occluded by the moon as she looks to the castle in the sky. She is mentally and physically ungrounded and unaware of their precarious perch. Yes, because they're there on the mountain ledge there. In her eagerness, she might take an unwary step and plummet from that high perch into the misty abyss that surrounds them. The winds whip at her hair and clothing in a turmoil of excitement. Meanwhile, he is a little more grounded, a companion there. While she gazes to the vision of the floating dream, his eyes are on the castles that are on the surrounding cliff sides. Yeah, there, these are actually, look, trying to show you the book here, not to lose my place. Here you see you have got castles that are actually there on the mountains, whereas this one's floating in the clouds. Though difficult to reach, they are attainable. Even though the arcane symbols on his map may be obscure. He knows the pain of yearning for the impossible, but she doesn't. Look up, she says, her fingers linger on his shoulder as she urges him to listen to her desire and see. He nods absently. He tries to ignore the thoughts of what if we could reach the floating citadel, and continues to scrutinize the map that the magician gave to him. The Seven of Cups involves indulging in fantasies. You have too many options to choose from. With so many paths, that task becomes daunting. There are too many desires. Some of them are within the realm of reality, others not so much. Some are wise courses of actions, others merely sing with the siren song of temptation that could lead to a destructive path. There are unlimited possibilities. So that's from the book. So this card particularly carries over this feeling of lots of possibilities. Some of them real, and some people would say, but you can achieve the impossible if you focus, if you imagine it and connect with it, and you can manifest it and make it possible. And yes, I can believe that you can. There are, but just wishful thinking, just gazing at them, and nothing else will not bring them into reality. And maybe there are options that are more attainable, and that may even get you closer to that ultimate dream. So maybe you need that bit of wisdom that bit that wisdom of we had the Justice card from the Legacy of the Divine Tower yesterday, of weighing up the options and coming to a right decision. With all these options before us, we can look at the known guidance before us that we've already received and follow that path that we're on, or we can be perhaps led astray into with something that draws our imagination, that's a more dreamlike sort of thing, and it's tempting us to go into a different path. Remember, we had that holding your ground, holding your path, and continuing on with the reading the other day, and not to be distracted by these castles in the air, not because as good as they may seem, if we reach out too far too soon, we could end up in a harmful position. Because we may be in a precarious, on the edge of the cliff position, and we may come to some harm. So what may seem tantalizingly good may not be so good in the long term. And if we've already established the path that we're on, we need to continue to follow that map that we've got to move forward. And talking of map, that brings me, ties in brilliantly with the Enchanted Map Oracle, and we'll see what the Oracle has to say in this respect. So I will check back actually and see, since I started doing these videos of the daily draws in October, as to how often, how many times I've actually pulled this Seven of Cups, because it's more than once, it's more than twice, it's definitely 3 or 4 times now. I do keep a written record of my draws, so I'll be able to check. Okay, so let's pick a card. And here we have movement. We have movement with the ostrich there, or emu, or whatever it is, there, with, I think that's a windmill, which incorporates movement, there on its back with the scene there, and moving forward, and we have a balloon in the air, so we have something in the air there. So he's running along there with this sense of movement forward, but there's also something else in the clouds. So are we going to be distracted there, or are we going to keep that movement forward? So it does fit, doesn't it, with this quite well. I'll just read the guidebook for this because I've not used it for a while, and it's the general thing. It is movement forward, but here we are. You are in a time of positive forward motion. We've had that positive movement forward. We've been talking about that. So I think it's just, I think really, this is the time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to go forward. No matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take form. The dreams, so some of the dreams are attainable, and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. That's true. The fog lifts, and you know the actions you need to take. This isn't the time for fear, let go and move forward. Alright, so it's that moving forward again. It's a state of mind, and it says you know the actions you need to take. So don't be distracted by these things that may, these castles in the air temptations. Yes, there are dreams that you can reach out for and you can attain by moving forward, but you know the path now. You've been developing that, and so you just need to keep moving, and those dreams can come to fruition. But don't be distracted by the unhelpful dreams, the glittering gold in the sky that perhaps seems attractive, but ultimately will not serve the benefit for your life. So beware of distractions, move forward, stick to the plan. You've got your map to go forward, just follow it through, and as you know, it may have its ups and downs. It may, you may take a while to reach them, like these here on the cliff, to reach some of these other castles that are there. Then you may have to climb a few mountains, but you can get there, so don't give up. So that's the message for today. Just keep on, keep moving, that you reach your goals, and the opportunities are there, but beware of illusionary temptations as you move forward. So that's today's message. Quite a good one. And I probably won't do a reflection later video like I have been doing. I'll probably leave those out for this month unless I feel that I need to come and say something. But of course I'll be back to do the December the 2nd draw tomorrow. So until then, thanks for listening, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye bye.